Laura felt her heart pounding as Michelle, with a trembling voice, revealed the secret that would change everything. What was this devastating secret that could alter the course of their relationship? Before you find out, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss other exciting and compelling stories like this one. Enjoy. Laura was an accomplished doctor, known for her dedication to her work and empathy for her patients. Despite her professional success, her personal life was a whirlwind of emotions and uncertainty. Her marriage to Michelle, a brilliant but complex man, was coming to an end. The two had shared moments of pure happiness, but also deep suffering. The decision to divorce came after years of failed attempts to save their relationship. But fate had an unexpected surprise in store for them. Michelle was a talented man, but his unpredictable mood swings had put a strain on their relationship. Laura still remembered the holidays, the evenings spent laughing together, the moments of intimacy that seemed eternal. But there were also shadows, the prolonged silences, the inexplicable outbursts of anger, and the sleepless nights. It was like living on an emotional roller coaster without end. When the woman received Michelle's call to meet at a restaurant to discuss the divorce, she couldn't help but feel a pang in her heart. That restaurant had witnessed so many happy moments in their life together. Now, it was about to become the place where they would say goodbye. As she entered the restaurant, she was overwhelmed by memories. The dim lights, the familiar aroma of food, everything seemed to conspire to bring back the past. Michelle was waiting for her in a corner, his face marked by tiredness and sadness. Laura sat down in front of him, trying to maintain her composure. After ordering drinks, the silence between them was deafening. Laura decided to break the ice by taking the divorce papers out of her bag, but Michelle stopped her. Before he started talking about the documents, he said that there was something very important that he had to tell her. Laura looked at him with curiosity and concern. If you're interested in the story, leave a precious like. Thank you very much. Michelle took a deep breath and confessed that he had started seeing a therapist a few months earlier, in an attempt to understand why she was acting distant. He said he was ashamed that he hadn't told her sooner, fearing he would disappoint her. Then, with a trembling voice, he revealed that he had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Laura's heart skipped a beat. She had suspected something was wrong, but she hadn't expected such a shocking revelation. Michelle said that this disorder explained many of her behaviors: the mood swings, the impulsiveness, the times when she completely shut down. He didn't understand it himself until recently. Laura felt a mixture of emotions: shock, empathy, and a glimmer of hope. She asked why he hadn't told her before, and Michelle admitted that he had been afraid, not wanting her to see him as a failure. But the truth was that he needed help and wanted to get better, not just for himself, but for her and their children, Sarah and Luca. She looked into his eyes, seeing Michelle's vulnerability for the first time in a long time. She felt a glimmer of the love they had once shared, a love that had been buried under layers of pain and misunderstanding. She decided to give their relationship another chance. In the months that followed, Laura and Michelle embarked on the arduous journey of rebuilding their relationship. They attended couples therapy together, and Michelle continued with his individual sessions, learning to manage his bipolar disorder with medications and lifestyle changes. Laura, being a doctor herself, also learned about her husband's condition, looking for ways to support him. Their children, Sarah and Luca, noticed the changes. Michelle was more present, more involved in their lives. Family dinners became a time for genuine conversation and laughter, something that had been missing for a long time. One evening, Michelle took Laura aside and handed her a small box. Inside was a silver necklace with a heart-shaped pendant. Michelle said it was a symbol of his commitment to her, to them. The woman, touched by the gesture, replied that she would not give up and that they would face every difficulty together. Life seemed to have settled into a comfortable rhythm for Laura and Michelle. They continued therapy, and Michelle diligently managed his medications and lifestyle changes to keep his bipolar disorder in check. Yet the unpredictable nature of the illness meant that stability could sometimes be disrupted without warning. During lunch, Laura noticed a change in Michelle's behavior. He had been talking more than usual all day. His energy levels were unusually high. At first, she didn't think much of it, attributing it to a good mood. But as the hours passed, his behavior became more and more unstable. Michelle burst into the kitchen with wide eyes from excitement and nervous movements, proposing to renovate the house and start right away. Laura, worried, tried to calm him down, suggesting that they sit down and talk about it, but Michelle insisted, visibly agitated. Laura understood that Michelle was in the midst of a manic episode and had to proceed with caution. She took a deep breath, trying to stay calm. She proposed a compromise: make a list of everything Michelle wanted to do and then calmly prioritize the tasks together. Michelle finally agreed, but he wanted to start right away the next morning. That night, Laura stayed up, looking for strategies to help manage manic episodes. She read about the importance of maintaining a calm environment and minimizing stimulation. She also looked up the contact information for Michelle's therapist, knowing that they might need professional guidance. The next morning, Michelle was up before dawn, full of energy. Laura could see that he was still in the throes of mania, his mind racing with ideas and plans. She decided to call their therapist, Dr. Marco, for advice. Dr. Marco advised them to keep Michelle as calm as possible and avoid letting him make any important decisions at that moment. He suggested reminding Michelle of his medications and, if necessary, bringing him into his office. Laura found Michelle in the living room, surrounded by sketches and notes for their renovation. She gently suggested that he take his medicine and go see Dr. Marco. Michelle initially resisted, saying he was fine, but eventually agreed to take his medicine. Getting Michelle to the therapist was a challenge. He was restless and impatient, but Laura managed to calm him down by engaging him in conversation and distracting him with small tasks. When they arrived, Dr. Marco greeted them warmly and led them into his office. Michelle began to excitedly describe his restructuring plans, but Dr. Marco gently brought him back to reality, explaining the importance of recognizing when his energy levels were too high and focusing on his health. Over the next few days, with adjustments to his medication and regular therapy sessions, Michelle's mood gradually stabilized. She still had moments of restlessness, but was able to manage them better with the strategies provided by Dr. Marco. One evening, Michelle turned to Laura with a grateful smile and told her how grateful he was for all her support. She smiled back, feeling the weight of their journey, but also the strength of their bond.